also hiding some of their creative teams as well, just bringing out kind of what's working in the meta game. But we are now going to go into Hyuma's team to start with. So just to go over their achievements here, they got World's top 16, as you mentioned, in 2024. They were the Japan national champion that year as well. So very, very strong player last year. In particular, Global Challenge, second place in the second Global Challenge this year. So very strong player. And just to go over the team, we've got Rillaboom, Annihilate, Dragonite, Goldengo, Ninetales, and Ursaluna Bloodmoon.
Yeah, and not only he's the Japan national champion, he also like won with a very creative team with the like rock polish Terrapagos, and he brought again Terrapagos to Worlds. So I think he was very influential in his team building choices. And speaking of his team, I think that kind of answers our question. Like he brought something that we've already seen from Japan. So I think since they're guaranteed to pass, they don't want to show their hidden strategies, trying to save them for the finals, but instead opted for like something tried and tested for this match.
Yeah, and we can see the Rillaboom here has got Miracle Seed instead of that normal Assault Vest that it might have as a defensive pivot for the team. But we do have, this is like a very anti-Amoonguss team just looking at it, because we've got Safety Goggles and Nido, we've got the Goldengo, we've got the Rillaboom. So that's three answers to Amoonguss, if you like, already. And we do have that Terra Ghost Assault Vest, and it's definitely been popping up more recently. We've got the Light Clay Ninetales as well to set those screens. And yeah, that loaded Dice Dragonite, ever so popular this format. And we've got the Life Orb Goldengo as well, Terra Water. So it's, yeah, pretty standard team, except for a few Terras and items here and there. But yeah, very, very strong team from the outset.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty straightforward team with the Ninetales having Light Clay and like things like Goldengo and Annihilate taking advantage of like from it to set up their respective things, or the Ursaluna and Dragonite just enjoying staying alive longer to do their things. Yeah, overall some of the strongest mons in the format, which happen to have a great synergy together. Really interesting to see how he manages to pilot this team.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and now we're going to go
Canada,
into Kylan's team. Sorry, Rash, So we're just going to go into Kylan's team here. So we've got their achievements. So LAIC top 16 very recently. Which, as we mentioned, Wolf Conqueror in Worlds 2024 got top 16. World Cup finalist 2022 as well, so 2 years ago for this World Cup, and World's top 4 in seniors. So you did mention they were recently becoming Masters player. And just to go over the 6 they're bringing today, we've got the Volcarona, Annihilate as well on this team, Dragonite as well on this team, Archaladon, Tatsugiri, Dondozo as well to finish.
Yeah, Kylan, definitely one of the most talented players we have these days. Like, he made top 16 at last year's Worlds and in seniors, and on his first year in Master, he top 16 Worlds again. So that's really impressive, and also got top 16 at LASC, like showing that he's consistent too. And in this match, he's playing a team that is pretty similar to what he's been playing at recent regionals with the Dondozo team and the support Volcarona. How do you think these two teams match up against each other?
Well, that's a good question, because we're about to find out, because I believe Game 1 is ready. So we're going to head straight into Game 1 here. And we're going to see, I think that's Kylan send out the Volcarona and that supportive. Sorry, the supportive Volcarona and the Chaladon. And we're going to see the Annihilate and the Ninetales come out on the other side of the field.
Yeah, interesting position. I think, yeah, Hyuma wants to go for the strategy that we mentioned of setting up Aurora Veil immediately and try to get his strategy going with the Annihilate setups. This 90s does not have... Oh no, this 90s actually has the Icicle Spear. So I think that we might see that in this particular match. Though Flash Cannon would actually probably get rid of the 90s immediately. So I wonder if we'll see a Terra on the very first turn. But I feel like we... Oh, okay. We see the side Icicle Spear, no screen, just going for damage.
Yeah, here we go. So we are going to see that side Icicle Spear. Ninetales is the fastest Pokemon on the field. It does critical hit its own Annihilate there. But we are going to see 4 hits on the Annihilate. So that's going to be a very, very powerful Rage Fist. Volcarona on the other side of the field does set up that Tailwind, so it is faster than the Annihilate here. And the Archaladon's also faster than the Annihilate. It does go for that Flash Cannon into the Ninetales. Ninetales does go down there. But I feel like it's done its job. It's got the Icicle Spear into the Annihilate. And what we're going to see the Annihilate lock into here, it is that Rage Fist into the Volcarona. Will it take it out? It
will
will
get
take
the
it out, so
burn?
that's- Oh, I don't think it got the burn. I think it survived that one.
Alright,
Yeah,
no burn, so that's pretty good for Hyuma. But Kylan managed to set up Tailwind, so I think that's pretty good for him. And most importantly, Hyuma did not set up the Aurora Wave. So actually, some hard hitters could win him the game potentially. I'm really interested to see what he has in the back.
Yeah, so we are going to see Kylan send out this Dragonite. We're also going to see Hyuma send out their Dragonite as well. So this is interesting as well, right? Because this Dragonite does have Tailwind on Hyuma's side. So maybe there's a way that Hyuma could set up Tailwind to match Kylan's Tailwind.
Yeah, I mean, Kylan has all the offensive pressure here because Hyuma has like a very boosted Rage Fist that could one-shot anything normally, but in this case, Kylan has Starly on one Pokemon and multi-scale on the other. So nothing is going to go down immediately to Rage Fist. So I think this position is pretty good for Kylan, but definitely still very open.
Yeah, exactly. And we are going to see Hyuma lock in that Tailwind and that Terra Fairy. I think we're going to see a 9-8 click Protect here as well. So we are going to see that Terastallization come out on the side of Hyuma, I believe. And it is that Terra Fairy Dragonite. So it is, it's going to miss any scale shots going into it. Will not be impacting that Dragonite now. So it's sending all this love to us for Christmas. And the Annihilate does Protect here. So they are going for that Protect Tailwind play. It's an extreme speed from the opposing Dragonite into this Dragonite.
Ooh, but
it is a Flash Cannon. Oh, it
no.
does.
Okay.
That was a great call by Kylan, but it does survive that and it does get a Tailwind up. So now the Tailwind is matched. Well, they've got a turn extra, but both Tailwinds are up.
Yeah, no, Dragonite, a really bulky Pokemon, naturally is able to survive this combination with, especially thanks to the Archaladon's skill not being boosted from that Electro Shot. And I believe now Annihilate might be the fastest thing on the field, so that's pretty good for Hyuma. Though I'm not sure if the Rage Fist is able to one-shot the Dragonite now. I think it barely misses with 4 boosts and multi-scale intact. Especially because Hyuma does not have extreme speed on his Dragonite, so he doesn't have a fast way to break multi-scale. But let's see what they go for.
Yeah, we are going to see the Terastallization come out from Kylan's side on this turn. And it is on the Dragonite, which is a Terra Fairy as well. So both Dragonites here in good positions versus one another, as they can't touch each other with the scale shots. It's their primary move of choice. So we're going to see the Terra Fairy. We are going to see the Rage Fist into the Archaladon. So that should be enough to take it down to its... Not quite enough to take it down to its Sturdy. We are going to see Archaladon trade with the Dragonite and take that down with the Flash Cannon. So now we're just going to see what the Dragonite's going to lock into. Because it's Scale Shot.
Ooh, the Scale Shot now is going to be pretty big because Annihilate isn't boosted.
Right, it might survive though.
It might survive, but then Kylan has the advantage after this turn thanks to the additional effect from Scale Shot, dropping Dragonite speed but boosting its dropping Dragonite defense but boosting its speed. And yeah, like you said, did the Annihilate survive that?
Yeah, that was 5 hits.
Yeah,
into the
just barely.
It does
But
survive,
yeah,
but we do. Yeah,
Hyuma sending in his
in the
last
back.
Pokemon, yeah, the Rillaboom.
Yeah, we do see that Rillaboom in the back. So they've got the Fake Out pressure here with that Rillaboom. So it does have Fake Out, but the Dragonite does have Protect here. So it might be a bit of a call that comes down to these trainers what they select. Because obviously on Hyuma's side, they can Fake Out and Rage Fist his Dragonite. But that might be, that might be quite an obvious play. So we'll have to see here. Like you say, that Annihilate is under threat now from the opposing Dragonite. Because it is faster.
Yeah, and most importantly, we should remember Kylan has still one more Pokemon in the back. So I would say this is in favorable, like at least favorable position for him. Though he might get some mind games in this turn and try to change things up a little bit. But with that Annihilate so chipped up, I don't see how Hyuma gets out of this.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a double protect here. So we do see Kylan's Dragonite lock in to that protect. And we are going to see Archaladon protect as well. So they're kind of wasting a turn of both their own tailwinds here. But they are, you know, avoiding that kind of fake out pin. And the fake out does go into that Dragonite as well. So it's just straight into the protect. We're going to see Annihilate use Rage Fist into the Archaladon. And that also is just into the protect. So quite a dead turn there.
Yeah, I guess there is some potential with the eventual scale shot miss from the Dragonite, but yeah, it's gonna be really hard to take back, like to claw back into this game for Hyuma. Might be a little bit too late, but yeah, he's really thinking about this next move, but I think he's also thinking about the upcoming games. And now, yeah, maybe the 90s strategy is not so good when your opponent can force you to choose between going for self Icicle Spear or setting Aurora Veil.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, but there's still where there's a will, there's a way, right? So there's still a way for Hyuma to come back into this game. Maybe the scale shot does miss, and that would invite Annihilate to probably Oko this Dragonite here. But we do see Kylan retreat that Archaladon and bring out their fourth and final Pokemon. It is that Annihilate. So yeah, Dondozo, Tatsugiri left at home. Annihilate does come out. Annihilate moved first.
Why did he move first?
Did
Tailwind maybe expire?
Oh yeah, maybe we missed that. Apologies, trainers, if we did miss that. But maybe Tailwind.
Yeah, because Hyuma did set Tailwind later, so that might be the case.
Yeah, he did Tailwind one turn later. Yeah. So the Dragonite we did see with -1 defense does go down to a max, max Rage Fist there. So that's useful for both trainers to know that calculation for the next game.
Yeah, and that last turn of Tailwind makes all the difference. And especially because these two Annihilapes are perhaps tied, like they're usually pretty fast in Regulation G. So this might come down to that, but also like the unboosted Annihilate from Kylan is going to take a lot of damage from Rillaboom's Food Hammer, so there are a few interesting things going on here.
Yeah, okay, so the Kylan's Annihilate does go for the Protect here, maybe the bit of the safer play to stall out that Tailwind if it is still up, and it is a double Protect, yeah. So maybe this is stalling out. The final turn of Tailwind from Hyuma, but yeah, we're just going to see 2 attacks go into the opposing side here and just not do anything because it's a double Protect. But yeah, we're going to see some healing here as well on the side of Hyuma with the grassy terrain, and on Kylan's side with the Archaladon as well, and the Annihilate. So lots of healing all around, and we do see the interaction here of Kylan's Annihilate being healed first, so that could be an indication of how these are trained.
Yeah, exactly. I was also thinking about that. Like, that means it's either Kylan's Annihilate's faster or they're tied. So, yeah. But the Archaladon is chipped, and the Rillaboom has access to Higher's power, so actually, even if Kylan wins the speed tie between the Annihilapes, I think Hyuma could still win this. Let's see what he goes for.
Yes, that's right, and we are going to see the double up into the ratio. So Kylan's Annihilate does go first here, whether it's a speed tie or not. It does take out Hyuma's Annihilate here. So we did see that Rillaboom click and move into that Annihilate as well. So Archaladon does move first, and he uses that Draco Meteor. It's not Assault Vest Rillaboom. Ooh, it takes it really, really low. Archaladon gets a special attack drop for its troubles, and that's a Wood Hammer into the Annihilate. So probably just going to take itself out here with the recoil.
Does it? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kylan wins this game. It was closer than we thought with the Tailwind expiring, but it was still very competitive. And yeah, that Miracle Seed at the end making all the difference, honestly.
Yeah, I think with Assault Vest, maybe there's a way there where Rillaboom could still take out the Annihilate with Wood Hammer, because in Grassy Terrain it's a very strong move, and perhaps, survives the Draco Meteor and the recoil. But I think, thinking back to turn 1 actually, we did see Hyuma's Annihilate be slow from the first turn interactions. So maybe, because didn't it go after the Volcarona and the Archaladon?
But that might be just the Volcarona being fast. And did it go after the Archaladon?
Yeah. So Volcarona used Tailwind, and then Archaladon went. So it's my bad there.
Right.
So but usually Volcarona max speed would not be faster than an Annihilate max speed, so it could be some indication to how Hyuma's Annihilate is trained as well. So maybe a bit bulkier, a bit slower than ordinary. But what would you like to see in Game 2, Arash? What, any adaptations from any trainers, or did they bring the right 4 Pokemon?
I mean, like I was saying, the Ninetales did not work super well in this game because, like, Hyuma managed to boost up its own Rage Fist, but I think he took too much damage in the process. So I think in Game 2 he should try to, like, maybe just bring something else over the Ninetales, or maybe even consider going for the Goldengo mode, though I think that would struggle a bit against the Volcarona. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll Chaladon, I think. But I think maybe Ninetales can come, but maybe set up that Aurora Veil instead, and that can give Nighthawk some turns to bulk up safely and maybe get some stacks on Rage Fist. But Game 2 is ready, trainers. So we are going to go straight into that Game 2 now. Okay, so Kylan sends out the Volcarona.
And the Archaladon, and yeah, Hyuma changes things up this time around, bringing out the Ursaluna along with the Annihilate. Yeah, the problem you have here for Hyuma is that the Annihilate doesn't have a quick way to access like really high base power damage, but at the same time it's like a pretty bulky Pokemon, so even things like the Drain Punch, like unboosted against the Archaladon, can do pretty well. And on the other hand, Ursaluna is a pretty strong standalone Pokemon, but in this situation, like, and it's also protected from like the Struggle Bug, thanks to Annihilate's Defiant. So basically, if Kylan goes for the Struggle Bug, it's going to boost the Annihilate. So that's pretty interesting here.
Yes, and we do see that Protect come out straight away from Kylan's Archaladon feeling under threat there, and we do see that Tailwind get set up again on turn 1 from Kylan's Volcarona here. And we are going to see a 9-8 click bulk up in the face of adversity here. Just go for +1/+1 in attack and defense. What are we going to see Ursaluna do here? We're going to see...
he actually went for the Earth Power into the...
Into Earth Power, yeah. Into that Protect slot, so... Kylan just successfully get up a Tailwind.
Yeah, but overall I would say pretty good for Hyuma. I think, like, it's pretty crucial that he went for bulk up on the Annihilate against, like, passive moves. Though Kylan does have the speed advantage now, like you were pointing out. So even-ish situation, interesting to see what happens in this turn, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's important to note this Volcarona does have Will-O-Wisp as well, so this Annihilate is Terrifier though. However, yeah, Kylan can easily click Will-O-Wisp here into that Annihilate slot, but maybe even predict that into the Terrifier. But we are going to see Hyuma potentially lock in. We are going to see that Terrifier lock-in here from Hyuma's side of the field, so that's going to stop it being burned by any Will-O-Wisps coming its way from the Volcarona. And yeah, it's got a nice flame on top of its head here, the Annihilate with the Terrifier. Nice chandelier of candles, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to be resistant now to those Will-O-Wisps. And we are going to see Volcarona click that Heat Wave, okay. I thought that was Struggle Bug for a minute. I think it's a critical hit onto the Annihilate.
Yeah.
We're going to see our Chaladon click Electro Shot here, and it is Power Herb, so there will be no delay. This will go straight into the Annihilate slot. I'm not sure how much it will do. Let's see. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Pretty
good
high
damage,
damage, but Annihilate can take it and restore a lot of health back with Drain Punch. Pretty nice Terrafire, because unless Kylan brought it Dondozo, there's not really a way for him to punish that. And yeah, like I was mentioning, no struggle bug due to the threat from Defiant, and Ursaluna is just going on the offensive here. So I would say pretty good adjustment from Hyuma so far.
Yeah, that was a very nice turn, and they do take out their Chaladon there as well. So now Kylan sends out their Dragonite here, so they have a few options. Scale Shot's quite a threat into both, and you know, the Tailwind will be fast. The Volcarona is obviously still a threat, even though it can't clear that Struggle Bug. Heatwave's still doing, you know, decent damage here. So yeah, close turn.
Most notably, I think Dragonite is really good in this spot, because like you can threaten the KO on the Annihilate with Scale Shot, allowing Volcarona to go for Struggle Bug, which is going to slow down significantly the Ursaluna, like we are saying.
Too.
Because Dragonite has multi-scale and Volcarona is bulky, and like Dragonite is bulky too, so like if you Struggle Bug a couple of times, like Ursaluna then is no longer that much of a threat. And yeah, Dragonite is going to Scale Shot everything for the win.
Yeah, you're right. I think the Kylan did lock into Struggle Bug and Scale Shot there into 9-8. That did go into Protect. And then we saw an Ursaluna Hyper Voice, which usually we're used to seeing do a lot of damage, but it did barely anything. So multi-scale on Dragonite and the Struggle Bug, -1 special attack. So good turn there from Kylan.
Yeah, and I would say, despite I think the really nice adjustment from Hyuma, Kylan is still in the driving seat in this game, because I don't see what really stops like Kylan for keeping going for these Struggle Bugs and Scale Shot. So especially like this turn, Anilep is likely going down to Scale Shot from the Dragonite. So yeah, that's what we're seeing here.
Do you see the Struggle Bug come in? So that's going to be a -2 Ursaluna. It's obviously going to activate the United Defiant, but as Arash was saying, Dragonite will get to move first here. So it does click that Scale Shot. It is in Tailwind, and it is probably going to be enough. Yeah, it's easily going to be enough for 4 shots to take down this Anilep.
I forgot the bulk up.
Wait.
The Anilep, but Dragonite gets the 5 hits.
Okay, never mind. It was not easy enough. They needed the 5 hits because of the bulk up to secure that KO, and they do luckily get the 5 hits. Because that was a Rage Fist going in there, so that would have definitely been enough to take down the Dragonite with the bulk up. But yeah, we do see that Scale Shot go off into 5 hits into your 9-8, speed raise, defense drop. And there's a Blood Moon coming out. -2 Blood Moon does hardly anything into the Dragonite here, takes it to half health.
That's a sad Blood Moon. But